Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can start tomato, capsicum, chili, coriander and mint plants from seed and cuttings. So to start with, let's take a look at these coriander seeds and we can keep them aside. These are easily available in any grocery store. I also have these dried capsicum seeds which I dried up myself. I'm going to show the drying process later in the video. Now I'll start the video by showing you some basic tools you'll need to get started, and these are not expensive or difficult to find items. If you have these disposable paper cups at home, and these have to be paper cups and not plastic, make sure you set them aside for later. Of course, the use of these cups will come much later after the seeds have actually germinated, so I'm not going to demo it in this video, but if you have them, just wanted to let you know that you need to keep them aside for later. They will come to use. Another tool you'll need is one of these disposable containers, depending on how many seeds you're getting started with. Make sure they have a lid, because the lid serves a purpose which you will understand later in the video. Make sure you have a disposable container. Even if it's not disposable, it's fine, just make sure it's airtight. Another thing you will need is a kitchen towel or tissue paper. If you don't have either, well, maybe you could try it out with a newspaper too. So let's move on to the veggies. I have this tomato. This is the ripest of the lot and I'm going to use this. I also have some green chilies with me and I'm going to go for the ripest chili from the lot. This isn't ideal, but if you have something even more red and ripe, go for that. So I have my tomatoes, green chilies and my coriander seeds that we'll work with today. And just to give you an idea of what the green chili should look like, maybe this is something you should look for, something that's as red as this or even older. We will also be propagating mint in my balcony. Now in this video I'm not going to show you how to propagate mint. I have a separate video which I will link here and you can check that out. In this video, we will start with the seed germination. We'll start with the tomatoes first. You can slice your tomatoes and get as many seeds as you need from the tomatoes. Now, how many seeds do you need to begin with? If you are like me, aiming to get at least 5 tomato plants, make sure you get at least 20 to 25 seeds out, because you really don't know what the success rate of germination is like for these seeds. So you want to work with as many seeds as possible. So gently scrape these seeds out of the tomato like so, and then what you need to do is you will need to very gently scrape the seeds on your cutting board to separate the pulp from the seeds before you set them out to dry. So get as many seeds as possible, and then we will move them over to a kitchen towel to start the drying process. Now make sure that when you spread out your tomato seeds, you leave out adequate space between the seeds. The reason being, as the seeds germinate and roots come out, these roots are going to grow on top of each other and it's going to get difficult to separate them. So make sure there's enough space between the seeds. What I'll do next is wrap the tissue just to dry out the seeds a bit before I actually place them near a windowsill to dry out completely. Similarly, you will need to get seeds out of the chilies as well. You can just scrape them out like this. You may want to use a spoon because chilies do burn. And just like we did with the tomatoes, spread them out on a kitchen towel, evenly spaced out, and then fold the towel a couple of times. Chili seeds are drier than tomato seeds, so you don't need to do the whole pat dry thing, but just fold the towel maybe once or twice and leave them on a windowsill. Next, we are going to get started with these coriander seeds. Make sure you have enough number of seeds. You can use 50 to 100 seeds. So the thing with coriander is each seed has the potential to turn into 2 plants. So we're going to split the seeds here, and what I'm doing here is use a pin roller to gently break the seeds and split them into 2 like you see here, and once they have split like so, that means they are ready to be planted. So if you want one pot just work with as many seeds as I've shown here. If you want more, you can use more seeds. Another experiment that I'm doing here is I am soaking a couple of those seeds just to see if soaking helps speed up the germination process. I've heard it does, so I'm going to experiment with that as well. You can try it out if you want to. Now on day 2, I've basically checked on my seeds. They have dried up quite well, and we are going to set them up for germination. So what I'm going to do with these seeds is, so these are my chili seeds, which I'm going to drizzle some water on, moisten the tissue really well. Of course, we don't want the seeds to be soaked in water. We just want the tissue to be really moist, and then we are going to place this tissue into our airtight container. And this is where you'll need your disposable containers with the lids. I'm going to add in a couple of tissues on top just so that the seeds are not exposed and they don't dry up quickly inside the container. So we're basically creating a mini greenhouse, a moist, humid, warm environment, which is ideal for the seeds to germinate. And the germination process could take around 5 to 7 days, or maybe a few days more. So you need to be patient, and in between all you need to do is just check on your seeds to make sure that they are moist and that the tissue paper has not dried out completely. So these are my capsicum and tomato seeds, which I have watered down pretty well. Now the next thing you need to make sure is that these covered containers are kept in a warm and dark corner of your house, because they don't need sunlight till they have actually sprouted. So now we are going to plant our coriander seeds. These are the ones that I did not soak. I've already planted the soaked seeds, and I will put up a different video where I will show you the results of which ones sprouted faster. So to plant your coriander seeds, you will need a pot with some garden soil. I'm going to make a circular depression in the center to plant my seeds in a circle. I'm hoping that by planting this way, as the seeds sprout and grow, they will support each other and also look nice, as a bunch when they grow out from the center of the pot like that. Anyway, let's see. Once you've planted, you will need to layer it with a thin layer of garden soil. We don't want to plant the seeds in too deep, because that will affect the time it takes for the seeds to sprout and germinate. So you don't want them planted in too deep. Once planted, you will need to give a good watering to your seeds. Just make sure you water it gently, and once watered, make sure you leave it in a corner that gets indirect sunlight. We don't want direct sunlight. With that, we've come to the end of the seed germination starter video. I will definitely be back with another part to this video where I will take you through the next steps of your exciting balcony farming journey. In the next video, I will show you what you need to do once your seeds have actually sprouted. I hope you found this video useful, and I really hope some of you actually try this out. Until then, thank you for watching.